State. Their ancestor, their grand ancestor is Akalaka, who was a member of the Benin royal home. It is in history. Let me continue to read my epics. Now, according to Solomon was a native of Ikodu, Ubie, in Ekwere land. In his narrative, draw heavily from the now authenticated written historical record delivered by various informed sources, including Eketu of Ubeta, assumed to have lived for over 200 years, and he was the oldest man, all in Ekwere, Ogba, and Ekwere, or Iwu Emiona. The Iwu Emiona, that is what they refer to as the Ekwere people. Now, at that time, he was asked to narrate the history and custom of Ekwere people as unfounded in his lifetime. Here is what he said, according to Solomon. Here is what he said, which has been validated. What he said has been validated, was validated by the accounts of the current generation through responses to our questionnaire and interview. That to confirm what Solomon said, they did a questionnaire, they did personal interview. That's why I tell you that the things you see are written on books. They come from oral interviews. They come from oral history and interviews. What the people in the community will say, it is what they keep on ground. Without oral history, you cannot be talking about written history. The source of written history is oral and interview. Oral, history, and interview. They are the primary sources of getting information about any discipline of human endeavor. If you want to get information about any discipline, you have to use two basic sources. They are also known as primary source: oral history and interviews. You go to the community, begin to question them. That is what they used. And let us continue. Then, according to Ekwere, answer to assume to have lived for blah, 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 blah. Then, on the correct generation, and respond to questionnaire and interview, thereby increasing our level of confidence on the data. Ekwere was born in Benin. Ekwere, Ekpeye, was born in Benin. He was the first of the three sons of Akalaka. Ekwere was what? Was born in Benin. He was the first of the three sons of Akalaka. While in Indoni, Ndoni, while in Indoni, he married a second wife. He married a second wife to gain the love and favor of what? Of the people. The new wife gave birth to a son, which he named Ogba. Then Akalaka was still in Indoni when his first wife, the mother of Ekwere, gave birth to his third son called Ekwere or Iruoha. Ekwere or Iruoha. Similarly, historical fact by J.N. Olise, 1971, averred that Akalaka, a member of the Benin royal family, fled with his wife from Benin. Akalaka fled, and ran away from Benin with his wife to Indoni, located close to the river Niger, to save the life of his newborn baby, Ekwere. While Akalaka was at Indoni, Akalaka took a second wife. Akalaka had two sons, Ekwere, born to him by his Benin wife, and Ogba, born to him by his Indoni's wife. Let me read it again. While at Indoni, Akalaka took a second wife. Akalaka had two sons, Ekwere, born to him by his Benin wife, and Ogba, born to him by his Indoni wife, according to intelligence report. Then he said, according to F.E. Otuwarikpo, 1994, after the death of Akalaka in 1462 AD, his two sons, Ekwere and Ogba, had conflict They had conflict. Who had conflict? His two sons, Ekwere and Ogba, had conflict, which compelled Ogba, the younger one, to move northward, where he founded Ohiakwo. He founded Ohiakwo. Those from River State, please come online and begin to tell me how to pronounce this word well. Where he founded Ohiakwo. Ohiakwo. Ohiakwo was founded by this younger what? By Ogba Obigwe, and settled with his family. Then he said, Ekwere, who remained at Ula Ubie, had 7 sons. Ekwere, who remained at Ula Ubie, had 7 sons. Ubie, Ako, Ukpata, Igbuduya, Ekpe, Awala, and Asa. Ekwere, who remained at Ula Ubie, had 7 sons. He mentioned their name: Ubie, Ako, Upata, Uguduya, Ekpe, Awala, and Asa. The last 3 sons, Ekpe, Awala, and Asa, crossed to the other side of Sobrero River, present-day Ekwere land, and settled there since 1538 AD. Since 1538 AD. He added, these are people talking now, these are people speaking, authorities in this area, they want speaking now. He added that Ekpe migrated. Ekpe, he said Ekpe, he migrated to present-day Rumekpe. He migrated to present-day Rumekpe. R-O-U-M-U-E-K-P-E.
Orumekpe.
Thank you.
Orumokoro Lereva. Orumekpe. I know all those streets where they talk.
Okay. I'm coming. And that is Ekpe now. Ekpe is speaking now. The last 3 sons, they had 7 children, 7 sons. One of them is what I'm talking about now. He said Ekpe migrated to present-day Rumekpe and spread through Elele. He spread through what? Elele. You see that place, Elele? Now we get her in River State, Elele.
I know the place. I know.
Okay. Ekpe migrated to present-day Rumekpe and spread through Elele, Indele, Rumuji, and part of Iba.
Orumokoro.
Okay, Rumokoro. And he said, Awala migrated to present-day Isiokpo Amadi Nna. Also said that Akalaka migrated with his half-brother. Akalaka migrated with his wife. He also migrated with his half-brother called Ochichi. He said, according to who said it now, Amadi Nna, 1983, also said that Akalaka migrated with his half-brother called Ochichi from the area of Benin Empire. He didn't migrate. He's telling you that people that left that Benin Empire with him. Then he said, Ochichi, O-C-H-I. Ochichi's sons were Ele, Omere, na Elele. His sons were Ele, in bracket open and close, Omerele, now known as Elele. Then Elu. If you watch those settlements now, those settlements you see, every settlement you see, it is named after a person. Every settlement you see, it is named after a person. Eloghosa, Ewato, Ewohimi, Igweben, it was named after Ibe. It was a Benin warrior. Every settlement you see is named after a person. You see it? Then Ochichi sons were Ele, na Elele, Elumoha, na Omerelu, Egbe, now known as Egbede, Egbe. It is the pronunciation that differs. But when you look at this, the pronunciation, there are words and names in different tribes. They will mean different things. The spelling may differ and the pronunciation may differ, like the one we have in the case of Esan. The difference between the Benin and the Esan is that of tune and lexico, the way we pronounce the word and the way we spell the word. Then he went further to say, he said, the crucial point here, which is of great importance in tracing the joint origin of the ancestors of the old Aoda division in the governor deity is in the archives. If you go to River State Library, go to your archives, you will see more about all these things. The government are not teaching us history, because when they teach us history, people begin to ask questions. They have intelligent reports. The intelligent reports are documented in government archives. They are documented in what? In government archives. Then he went further to talk about other things. It's not worthy that the Pidgin name of Ekwere people, they are known in Benin as Iwonia. That is, death will not visit this one. That word Ekwere, what is the original word of the Ekwere people? The original word of it. They should tell us. Tell us the original word. That one that is writing on the comment, what is the meaning in Benin? Do you know that Ekwere, the original name of Ekwere people is Iwona? Do you know that the original name of the people known as Ekwere, the real name, before they not gave it to Ekwere, what is the real original name that they were known for? You that is writing, whether it's a Ogida Republic, if not for the British that empower you people. We use you people for slaves. Selling you people for slaves. We were raiding you as cartons. Until the British came. When Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe became the governor general of Nigeria, it was the British government that gave him that power. We know the structure. The structure of governance in Nigeria politics today is based on Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. Before the Igbo betrayed themselves, it's not Hausa and Igbo. It's not Hausa and Yoruba. Now the Igbos are crying. When they were in power, they were not crying. The original name of the Ekwere people. There is the indigenous name of the Ekwere people. It's a Benin word. Started changing names. Changing names so that they will mispronounce. They will mispronounce them. Then let us go to the other one. He said, what the white man was hearing. Look at when the white man came, how they changed these words. How they changed these words. He said, the crucial point here, which is of great importance in tracing the joint origin of the ancestor of the old Aoda division in the governor deity chief administrator, is the mention of the number of children that Akalaka had, namely Ekwere, Ogba, and that Ekwere, there's a Benin word for it. Ekwere, it is IHROUOHA. That is the original word. All these words that you see here now, you are trying to claim that they belong to the Igbos. They have original words. They have the original words. Do you know today that the people of Ekwere in Benin, there's a Benin word that we need to refer to the Ekwere people? It's here. It's here. Iroha, Iwona. It's here. Then it is not worthy that the predicate the names of the Ekwere people, Iwona, obviously took its root from the original name. You see it? From the original name, Iroha. Original name. Chief Solomon therefore established a very better historical link, which has been missing in literature, on the Ekwere origin that we assume more significant in the discourses of Ekwere genealogy in the future. The fact that Akalaka was the direct father of Iwoa in Ekwere Palace, meaning the face of the community. The face of the community. Nigeria colonial history records that the name Ekwere was given to them by their colonial master. It was the British. They left that Benin word of the Ekwere and changed it to Ekwere. Is here. Look at it here. Look at it here. He said Nigerian colonial history records that the name Ekwere was given by the colonial administration. Was given by who? By the colonial administration when they wanted to acquire when they wanted to acquire the Rebisi waterfront to build the wharf. You see it? You see how the British wanted to make sure that the name Benin go into extinction? That's why I told you people that it is not by name and language. They are not the best criteria that you can use to determine whether a person belongs to a particular tribe. The British came and they started changing names. I said it before. I said the land and the people who were originally of the Benin, when the British came, after they took over from Eloghosa, they started changing it to Igbo name. They started changing it to Igbo. They started changing. They will carry the Benin land, give to them, change the people in the community, change their name to Igbo names. Colonial master that changed that name, Iwara, he removed it and changed it to Ekwere. If not, those people are not. That's why they tell you that even though they bear Igbo name, they are not Igbo. What the British did.
They deny it all the time. If you call Ekwere ma and Igbo ma, he will be very angry.
Yes, that word Ekwere, it was the British that gave them. Name of the Ekwere people now, the spelling is here. The spelling, I spelled it before now, it's here. They started changing their names. They started changing their identity. They started changing their language. They started teaching them Igbo language. That's what they also did in the West. The people who are of Benin ancestry, they want to give them new identity by giving them new name, making them speak Igbo to look as if they are originally of Igbo. No. Their ancestral home is traceable to Akalaka, who was a member of the Benin royal home. He's here. Look at it here. Look at it here. He said, Ekwere people has its own original name. They have their own original name. Name is not Ekwere. Original name. If you watch the Ekwere people, there are some organizations they found the right in war. They use that word. That is the original name. Look at it here.
Even I have someone they call Atise or Itise.
Yes.
Atise.
Yes. They change their Benin names. Started giving them Igbo name.
The thing is surprising. Why are you answering at Atise? He said is there. I said, but this is the Benin name. Until I found Trans Amadi. When I get to Benin, I told my mother, I told my father. I think our father don't really see it on a documentary the way you are seeing it now. Maybe that is the reason why my father cannot explain.
Or where the fact that Akalaka was the direct father of Iruoha, Ekwere. That is Iruoha is the original name of the people now called Ekwere today. It was the colonial master that changed it to Ekwere. It was not Ekwere. And the reason why they gave is here. I'll tell you the reason is here. Is here. All these are intelligent report. He said, it was the direct father. Where is this thing? I'm coming on. I'm trying to get it back now. He said the fact that Akalaka was the direct father of Iruoha Ekwere. Iruoha in Ekwere Palace means the face of the community. Of the community, town or town. Nigeria colonial history records. Nigeria colonial history records that the name Ekwere was given. Colonial history states that the name Ekwere was given by the colonial administration. Was given by the colonial administration when they wanted to acquire the Rebisi waterfront to build the wharf. That was when they changed that name from Iwara. They now changed it to Ekwere. You see how the British wanted to bastardize the Benin Empire? That's another point. Let us continue. He said, using an Igbo interpreter to what? Using an Igbo interpreter. Using an Igbo interpreter to the illiterate Repishi Potako chiefs they asked them, would you permit us to use the waterfront to build the wharf for ships to bed? And the answer, Ekwere rule, meaning we have agreed. God punish the generation of that Igbo interpreter. Punish the generation of that Igbo interpreter for the confusion that you caused in the life of your Igbo children. Look at it here. It's here. Was given. He said the name Ekwere was given by the colonial administration when they wanted to acquire the Rebishi waterfront to build the wharf. Using an Igbo interpreter. Igbo interpreter. Generation way. Using an Igbo interpreter because now I can't give us problem. Now we say they try to put history the way it is. Using an Igbo interpreter to talk to the illiterate Petaco chiefs, they asked them, would you permit us to use the waterfront to build the wharf for ships to bed? And the answer, Ekwere, I don't know how they pronounce it. And the spelling is Akwerulem, meaning we have agreed. You see, you see the bubu yeah. That's why for me, if you are dealing with any Igbo man or woman, you are doing it at your own risk. They are not trustworthy people. They are betrayers. That's why today the Igbo do not have a say in federal level in Nigeria. Because they are not trustworthy. Today, if it goes to the Hausa Fulani, if you go to the Yoruba, if you go to Hausa Fulani, if you go to the Yoruba, now the Igbos are crying that they want a republic. Nonsense. So the British that changed in war people, it changed. I started calling them Ekwere. Why was he doing that? To make them lose their original identity. And somebody is here saying, what does this one mean in Igbo land? I have proven to you now how your forefathers and the colonial masters started changing people's identity, giving them names and languages that were not their own. Now, Ogidi Republic. When we talk, there are evidence, there are all these are documented. If you think I'd like, tell the federal government to start teaching history and see whether the history of Nigeria will not be settled on 99% of the Benin Empire. Then he said, what the white men were hearing, or the white man was hearing, was Ekwere. So he recorded it in the official gazette that the Ekwere people have agreed for the colonial administration to build the wharf. And since it was the official record of government, that is the meaning of what? Gazette. The meaning of gazette, it is the official record of government. That's what I'm trying to say here. The name Ekwere became the name. You see it now? The name Ekwere became the name of the Inwonora Rona people in all official documentations to date. Igbo. Now see what you and Papa and Mama do in the old days. That's why somebody like me, I cannot trust you guys. You see how not change people's identity. What your forefathers started, this generation of the Igbo people, they continue to do it again. They started changing people's name, giving them identity that were not theirs, because they were. That's why we say Igbo and Yoruba. It is an artificial creation.
My brother Eloghosa. Now, you see, I'm able to be man now. What the street without
what is it? I got a comment here. He said, "It's
correct.
Okay. So,
let me
just say the way it is.
So, you block on here,
so that word Ekwere was not the original name of the people buried that name today. It was the colonial administration that gave them that name. It was one that gave them that name. He said, what the white man was not, look at it here. He says, the name Ekwere was given by the colonial administration when they wanted to acquire the Rebishi waterfront to build the wharf. Now, when they started hearing, they used that when what the white man was hearing was Ekwere. The colonial administration changed it. It told people that they should be mentioning Ekwere. Of course, the people started, instead of them to use Iwora or Iwimiona, they started using Ekwere. They now said that to justify what they did, the wrong thing they did, they said when the white man was hearing was Ekwere, then they now wrote that word Ekwere in the government gazette. You see how the British changed the identity of tribes in Nigeria to suit them. Now, he said what the white man was hearing was Ekwere, so he recorded it in the official gazette that the Ekwere people have agreed for the colonial administration to build the wharf, and it was the official record of government. The name Ekwere became the name of the Iwunura now people in all official documentation to date. So the people known as Ekwere today, that was not their original name. It was the British, the colonial administration that changed it. The original name is the spelling of this thing now. The original name of the Ekwere people, the people now known as Ekwere today, their original name is spelled as IWHNUROHNA. That is the original name of the people now known as Ekwere. It was the colonial administration or the colonial masters that changed it. That is why I said that there were so many things that the British did. They took the people from a particular tribe, they took their land and gave it to others. And those tribes today are in existence in Nigeria today. I am not the one who said it. It is the intelligence report of Chief Solomon. This one is an interview. This one is not oral now. They say that they pass out. No, it's an interview. Then, in the Ekwere until date, similar cases. The similar cases was another similar case. Similar cases of anglicization of native names in the Niger Delta region by the colonial administration. That they did not do it only to the Iwoa people. There were other people, they started changing their identity. They also changed the identity of other people. I want to make sure that people know the change now. That's why they use the word anglicization of native names in the Niger Delta region by the colonial administration. Benin, which is Benin for Benin. The original name of Benin, B-I-N-I. The colonial administration, they changed it to B-E-N-I-N. The original spelling, the native name was B-I-N-I. The colonial administration, they changed it to B-E-N-I-N. Changed from Ekwere, from Iwoa. They now changed it to Ekwere, the colonial master. So when we say something, we say it with facts and figures. When we study our history recorded for us, we will do critical thinking. Then from critical thinking, we begin to make our submission. Let us start teaching history and see 99% of the teaching will be centered on the ancient Benin Empire. If I'm lying, let the federal government or state government, let them tell me. Let them start teaching history and tell me if they are teaching history in the West, by the time they begin to mention Benin names, Benin places, the Yorubas will ask them, how come? Are we doing history or we are talking about the history of the Benin? Likewise, in other part of Nigeria. That is why they refuse to stop the teaching of history. People begin to ask questions. Let us go further. Then we also have Okrika for Warike, Degema for Udekema, Abonema for, they not change it for what? For Obonoma. Then they change Brass for Barasi. Then Boni, they change Boni to Ibani. The Pepo for Perekule, Aoda for Imunda. Then the list and so on. So when people say, we say, you speak Igbo, you bear Igbo name. You say, I know Igbo. Yes. They are right. They are right. Why are they right? They are right because they are using their ancestral home to identify their identity. It is not the creation of the British. The British use names and languages to change people from their original origin, from their original tribe to tribe they want to give to them. Yes, the original spelling of Benin, B-R-N-I. It was the colonial administration that not changed it to B-E-N-I-N. Not only that one, we have so many other names like that. That's all that many names like that. Then let us go further. He said, even so, in spite of all these things that they did, there were dissenting voices who believed that Ekwere origin lay aside Igbo land. You see it? That even though the British did all these things, people still knew that that is not their original identity. That is why people like Rudolph will tell you, we are not Igbo, we are Ekwere. He said, despite all the attempt made by the colonial masters to change people's identity, the people still recognize the fact that what the identity the colonial master gave to them were not their identity. We're not their identity. He's here. He said, even so, that is, in spite of all these things that they did, that is meaning of even so, there were dissenting voices who believe that Ekwere origins lay outside Igbo land. That means it doesn't have anything to do with the Igbo people. That is why people like Rudolph and others will be telling you that they are not Igbo. They are Beninese. Yes. Then let's go further. He said, in the Benin kingdom of old, it is therefore obvious that the interminable debate about Ekwere origin and migrations, including the repudiation of the Igbo tradition, is not a phenomenon of the post-civilian war. People's identity to suit a particular tribe is not a phenomenon. It didn't start after the Nigerian Civil War. Look at what he said now. Chief Solomon. Look at what he said there. He said in the Benin kingdom of old, it is not therefore obvious that the interminable debate about Ekwere origins and migrations, including the repudiation of they rejected it. People rejected it, they are not from there. The repudiation of the Igbo tradition is not a phenomenon of the post-Civil War. That this thing today, this debate, that we are this, we are not, but the Ekwere people did not start after the Nigerian Civil War. That's the meaning of post-Civil War, means after. The word post means after. It is not after this Civil War that this argument that we are not Igbo, we are Beninese, that the Ekwere people, Ekwere and the Ogba, did not start after the Nigerian Civil War. Before the Nigerian Civil War, this debate has been on. That is what Chief Solomon said in his intelligence report. That it didn't start today. It didn't start today. It is what? A post-Civil War period. The controversy, as it were, the product of the present political reality, wherein groups which hitherto were seen to have cultural affinities now found themselves in different states or administration system. K.O. Amadi, 1993. The debate didn't start after the Nigerian Civil War. You saw what the British did? They were changing people's name from the original name, giving them. That's why when I say that the name and the language, they are not predominant, they are not critical factors that you can use to identify the tribe of a person. I was right, and I said it from historical research. It's not the name. I speak English. You see the way I polish English. Does it mean that I was born in UK? No. I have English name. Does it mean that because I bear English name there, I'm from Britain? No. No. I'm not the one. Look at it. The person who said this thing is here. His name is here. Solomon. They interviewed him. I'll tell you the complete name. Just as I post the name of T.E.A. Salubi. Salubi, in its intelligence report, I got that information about the Yoruba people from Salubi. The federal government have the details. They have the truth, the archives. Nigeria, it were before the colonial master came. They are documented in the federal government archives. They are there. Go and check them. So when we talk with authority, because we know that when it comes to legal action, we will not lose the case. They are intelligent reports. Let us start teaching history today and see 99% of the teaching will be focused on the Benin Empire. If it is not, I will stop teaching in TikTok, talking about history. I will ilawa, you better. Then, I was there. We don't go further to that. Which other one again? That is K.O. Amadi. Then he said the Ogbako Ekwere Convention, a cultural organization of Ekwere people, in a paper presented to Human Rights Violation Commission, headed by retired Justice Chukwudife Oputa on October 10, 2001, said Ekwere ethnic nationality is not and has never been a subgroup of any other tribe in Nigeria, including Igbo. The debate has been on. This guy, Justice Chukwudife Oputa, is the father of Charlie Boy. Was the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Was the father. Said then, there is no doubt that the advert of the British and later regionalization put Igbo at the helm of affair in Eastern Nigeria. When the British were leaving the Eastern Nigeria, they gave it to the Igbo people and told them, people who are not from your tribe, put them on that year, change their name, change their language, change their identity, give them Igbo name. And we have said it before. I'm not insulting, I'm quoting history. We know all these things. They are documented. People know the truth. When they were bastardizing people's culture and identity, people were there. They told our children, the children pass it to the children, the children pass it to the children, the children pass it to the children. That this thing we are seeing now, this is not our identity. It was the British that gave it to us. It's here. It's here. There's no doubt that the advert of look at it. There is no doubt that the advert then he said the Ogbako Ekwere Convention, a cultural organization of the Ekwere people, in a paper presented to the Human Rights Violation Commission, headed by retired Justice Chukwudife Oputa on 10th October 2001, said Ekwere ethnic nationality is not, has never been a subgroup of any other tribes in Nigeria, including Igbo, that they are not part of it. There's no doubt that the advent of the British and later regionalization, when the British, after they started changing name, they also use regionalization. When they started dividing Nigeria into regions, they now put the Igbo to be the head of affair in the eastern region, in the default eastern Nigeria. He said this brought Igbo into Ekwere land. In course of time, the Igbo took advantage of their position in the then eastern regional government to grab land in Ekwere and occupy political positions such as the mayor of Port Harcourt. In this process, Ekwere, along with other minority groups, were marginalized and driven to the background. Professor Godwin Tassi noted in 1913 that Right Reverend Herbert Togwe, the Anglican bishop on the Niger, undertook an experimental tour of Ekwere town and villages assumed to be Igbo-speaking to test the union Igbo Bible Unso being introduced in Igbo land. What they did, the colonial master changed the name. They changed the name, one. Then number two, they started doing regionalization and they made the Indian Igbo to be the head of the eastern region. That one was not enough. Number three, they introduced the Igbo Bible. You see how the British changed the identities of many tribes in Nigeria today? They changed their names, they did regionalization, and they introduced the Igbo Bible. So when people talk that they do not belong to Igbo, we should listen to them. Let them table their evidences before us. Let's do the evidence before us. Then, noted that we introduced to tell the Union Igbo Bible Unso be introduced in Igbo land, Ekwere discovered from the text he carried out that although the Ekwere were often regarded as Igbo, the Union Igbo Bible translation surprisingly was not easily understood by the Ekwere people. Another field work, another sources of information. Let me repeat it again. He says, Professor Godwin Tasse noted in 1913 that Right Reverend Herbert Togler, the Anglican bishop on the Niger, undertook an experimentation tour of Ekwere towns and villages assumed to be Igbo speaking to test the Union Igbo Bible and NSO and so being introduced in Igbo land. Togler discovered from the test he carried out that although the Ekwere were often regarded as Igbo, but the Union Igbo Bible translation surprisingly was not easily understood by the Ekwere people. They did a test to really know if they said these people are Igbo people. When they were doing Igbo translation in class, they discovered that these people, the Ekwere people, do not really understand the Igbo language. They did not really understand the Igbo language. Now, then, were not easily understood. The Union Igbo Bible translation surprisingly was not easily understood by the Ekwere. This is obvious why Igbo vernacular was compulsorily introduced and taught in all schools in Ekwere land before the Nigerian Civil War to the assimilation of the Ekwere language. They started using Igbo vernacular, started teaching people. Since they know they hear the real Igbo, maybe they use Igbo vernacular. We must force them to be part and parcel of the Igbo people. The Ekwere people are not Igbo. The Ekwere people, they are not Igbo. The Ogba people, they are not Igbo. They were attempt made by the Indian Igbo and the colonial masters to integrate them, to associate them to become Igbo people. One, they started changing their names. From Benin names, they started giving them Igbo name. Then two, they did regionalization. When they did regionalization, they made Indian Igbo to be the head of affairs in the defunct Eastern region. Then in schools, they started teaching, they introduced the Igbo Bible, Catholic, church. Then school, they started teaching Igbo languages. These were attempts made by the British to turn the identity of some Benin people whose ancestral home were Benin to Igbo. I've said it. I'm not doing saga. It is the intelligence report. So when the Ekwere people like Rudolph will tell you, we are not Igbo. We are Ekwere. We are this. They will say you speak Igbo. You be Igbo. Stories. That is what they also did in the West. That is also what they also did in the West. People who have ancestral home with the Benin, they will want to change their name, take their land from there, give it to Yorubas. Like today, we still have the Edonikwe or what they call Ado Akure. They are the descendants of the Edo soldiers that were stationed in Akure. They were there. Then, let us continue. So, this is obvious. That was the reason, because they could not, the Union Igbo Bible translation, surprisingly, was not easily understood by the Ekwere. This is obvious why Igbo vernacular was compulsorily introduced and taught in all schools in the Ekwere land before the Nigerian Civil War to the assimilation, i.e., for what? For the destruction of the Ekwere people. Then this also obviously led to Rumor Mercy Declaration in 1965. In their meeting at the Rumor Mercy in 1965, the Ekwere had, under the umbrella of a highly promising new body that was to get the Ekwere together as a people of new and clearer vision, they had to declare themselves as a people of the distinct identity of Ekwere ethnic nationality, not Igbo, not Ijo, not anything else but Ekwere. And that Ekwere is what? They now wrote, you know her. This was the historical romantic declaration of 1965. So this battle has been on. This battle did not start today. This battle has been on. If people are consistently distorting people's history, changing people's identity, then those people whose identity want to be changed, they should also be steadfast in resisting them. We thank God for the life of people like Rudolph, who has consistently agitated that they are not Igbo, that they are Benin. The Ekwere, the Ogba, they are here. The federal government knows. The state government knows. Let us start teaching history and see whether 99% of the history will be settled on the Benin Empire. You see people from north, south, west, east telling you this where they come from. Again. Next time we'll talk about the Onitsha people. We'll also talk about the Oguta people. Today we are talking about the Ekwere. The Ekwere people, that name, it was the British that changed that name. The original name, we know it. So somebody can talk.
My brother, also put Iseluku inside there. They don't change the tire.
Thank you, Bo. So that is it. You see what the British did? The colonial master changed the Benin original name of Ekwere. They gave it Ekwere.
Brother, I beg, if you get time, all of this good effort where you put, make we at least start a volume for a book. If you know feed one, make I join you.
Okay.
Make we begin put these volumes out. As far as the way people go get them.
Okay.
They go get them online by way of Amazon.
Okay.
So we go begin start the volumes. Maybe say the future. No one go fit begin the bend down.
Okay, sir.
Because what we get go day inside, script, which is in writing.
Yeah.
And plus, when it come time for the audio, you go fit do that one too. Me, I know say they get the chat GTP and 11 labs and all those things where you go fit talk. But we need the Nigerian accent, the Nigerian way, the Benin intonation. As you talk, I'm so with the passion that needs to be initiated inside the narration of the story. So as we push on that way, so if anybody way need the information, go get the information, then in turn, of course, coin go enter.
Okay.
Helping with the time where you put inside this kind of teaching. You understand? So now moving to the next conversation for this kind of talk is that the why is it important? Where we say why anybody go feed care about them? You will care about it to show that you have been civil before the English showed up, because they told you were not civil. You were not civil because you are taking their writings. Now it's time for us to take our writings to say, no, it was by way of conquering. That's why we were painted not to be civil. For almost 600 years now, here we are. Now everything don't settle. We are now coming out to say what we are. Now moving forward from that, look at today. When I know say China don't rise, but see what they are doing to them. They're trying to marginalize them. So anybody we want to marginalize somebody will happen. It's gonna happen, period. That's what people do. Now we have the opportunity to now find a way to put ourselves on front street to show who we are. Say, no be as they paint us. That's what we are. But unfortunately, you go find human beings where go want to stop that story. That's why it's important we say we will be original. Make we put the story out, put up in volumes. We go begin to do the art show. We say people go to come, we're going to describe the army, describe the courtship. Inside the art show, people go to come, festival go enter. All this other festival where everybody they see, now somebody else festival. Yes. We need to get our own festival where people go come, spend money, bring the glory.
50 cents. Oh, yeah, what's it?
So, anywho, and we did here. But I beg, no go get dementia on also. Make your brain still the work. So we can put this together. These volumes, I don't hear a lot of men talking, a lot of good narratives. As even the other brother Ojo, we come from Awori. Our brother way there for Awori area, for Lagos. Ojoba something. Yeah, Ojoba Yemi. So all of these things go inside volumes, and we're gonna push all of these stuff out. Even Seth, in the script of how people they change story, changing story they go on. It is our job to push back on the changing of story. You get one guy. If you go on Google, YouTube, you can find a guy called Ben Johan. Ben Johan is an Egyptian guy that was telling the story about Egypt. Say Egypt no be waiting till they talk. Say let my people go. And they say the Israelis they do all that stuff. It's not fake. He has everything in writing. Say this is Africans doing this. And as he talk, before he died at age 99, I go see him from New York now. Sit down with the guy. They don't talk. Unfortunately, they go use the same manipulation of currency to marginalize his true story, his work, to push him down, put him for corner, continue the bubble gum where they put outside. So we're not gonna let them put this bubble gum as they do for this while. Because as they don't try push our stuff down all day long, it still never hide. Our light is still showing.
Amen.
Me, as you see, and so you go always find somebody from the outsketch where go they try to talk sideways. Me, I'm from Iseluku. I know say, a person will get sense for head, go no say, put one and one together. You go say, these people be like these people. There's comparison. So what is the story? Your uncles, they talk, people, they talk. Before you know it, you will see it. It ain't they there, they wait you. Then you go believe it. It is there. But if you don't want to see them, let me say you have another agenda. So those of us where they for other areas, whether na Awichi, whether na Esan, you day, whether na Ekwere, you day, wherever wherever you day, you yourself know the truth. No go hide anywhere because of way of monetary. You will not do, because one day, of course, all of us go waka come off for here. Yes, but we must talk about our history, our identity, honor our ancestors. And if now money we talk about, it's time for us to organize. If not, the ones where they teach, go teach. The ones where they do business, go do business. Share the money and the blueprint around. Maybe say we go honor ourselves, our ancestor, and move on. Become part of this beautiful life where we live. Anyway, every time where you day on, you bring glory to me, my ancestors, and the ones to come. So I beg, continue pushing it. Now, small, say as boys, they busy now. Now 18 hours work, boys, they work all day long. So, but as we did so, we go slowly, they get together. Look, we put these things in volume. Have a festival, put things out. And by the way, they collect art all over the world. When you come to African art, you no go find anywhere where they put their art inside their shrine, where you go find an army. The only place where you go find something like that na dogon. But Islam don't really clean off the dogon. The dogon still there Mali, but you go find them in hiding places because Islam don't put them. Where else would you find it apart from the Bini, the Ubini? Where you go find them? Na Zulu. You don't go find out for Zulu now. Zulu no get shrine. So you want compost pits for the one where they exist. Shame on you now. You know who you are. Shame on all of you now. Anyway, my brother, make I yield the ground.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you. So anybody can speak, can contribute before we continue.
Good evening. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I don't know, say I don't enter here.
You better be making the talk.
I don't know, sir. I enter here. He may take wash you behind because like the
thank you
the one like
That's you.
Ni are uri aguwa because you are busy.
So it's very clear how they started changing.
Question if we are normal, brother. Thank you for the gift. First what? This is your name. Mr. Eloghosa, there's one video where I come across one girl, the interviewer. I think I saved that video last night. No, I not save her. That video is supposed to be saved. I'll still do for that. The girl saying that from Ondo,
Okay.
but their language Niger is Ondo. He said they are or the origin of their ancestor na Edo Kingdom, Benin Empire. I beg. Anything concerned each other like that, this I will do like that.
You do.
I don't know. First time I do the year with that.
You do. That's why this morning I was trying to call you this morning. We talked about when we talk about the Zone people, you will see those people around there. You see where they are.
First time I hear I say Jordan Saudo. First time.
Yeah, I do.
But you just say Saudo. That's the matter I say. I do Yoruba. I say no. In Nigeria.
Yes.
That's the matter. If you don't see Yoruba, I say no.
Yes. It's a banana where if we start teaching about the history, if the federal government introduce history in schools, 99% of the things they will be talking is all Benin. Record me, take it to the federal government. If they dare me, let us start teaching it. 99% of the teachings, 99%, they will talk 100 things, 99 will be Benin. If they talk 100 things, 99 of the things go pertain to Benin. If not, make we start them.
That is surprised me. I see that video last. I saw that video last night.
It's true.
It surprised me. Say, it's how we do. It's your day.
Anywhere water side in that they're always there. They are there. They are there.
And me say, don't know Yoruba. I don't even know say. Even the person with the interview, I tell her say, you can't take concern Bini. He said, yeah, that is where the ancestors came from.
Migration. This Oguta you are talking about now, Oguta in Imo State. Now you're producing country. Now you're producing place. Oguta.
And the funniest part is this: they had to say, "You don't go Benin one." Say no, but then if father tell him.
Now so now, oral history. Oral history. It is truth now. It's oral history. Like the Oguta people now, the Oguta, Ekwere, Ogba. And that is when they come train to Ekwere. The parents will tell them, even though we are here, you see what you see how the colonial master wanted to how they would change people's identity to get a particular tribe in Nigeria. You saw it now. You see the process they took. You see it. We said no, this name is no longer this name. Any name that pertain to Benin, the British they change it. Any name they see pertain to Benin, they will change it to, they give it to Igbo name. It's the truth now. You see what I said now? The Igbo Bible, they said when they were teaching them the Igbo language, the people of Ekwere, they discovered that in translation, they did not understand. Those who were the real Igbos, they understood. The Ekwere people did not understand. They did not introduce Igbo vernacular. That's what we say. We say it's artificial creation. Artificial creation, man-made.
Yeah, get no team and kick back. Let's work. You feel on mute.
Yes, I'm here.
About that guy you said he was teaching Egypt history. That was it. That something that concerned Israel and all was not. It was all fake.
Yes, and the guy would challenge you any day. I have all his books. The man would challenge you any day. The one that they said that the Pharaoh used slaves to build the pyramid is all a lie. 1,000% lie.
That was not.
It never existed. It's all a lie. Even me myself, I have been to Egypt. I went to the pyramid, touched the pyramid. Even said the way they build. You see that woman? What did they call the Sphinx? We be like lion. On the back, they get mud bricks, like as we say they build house for Benin. The same way we say they build those mud, now, it did for the back. It's still there today as we talk. Anybody to say at the line, make it prove me wrong. In the back of the Sphinx, you will see that mud bricks. You go inside the pyramid. Everything where the guy talk for a book, my focus on Ben. Go on YouTube, type Ben Jokhan, Ben Ben Jokhan, JOC. So if you take a look at waiting this man talk, it day in sequence with waiting happened during that time. Back then, they have different names to name a certain entire region, right? It depends on how far back you go.
Yeah.
But all of those people were all Africans. Not the one where you see today where they lie, saying miracle happened and fly, enter all those story. Now another man's story. Now the change, now they affect us today.
All those
Grasshopper, locust. It's a lie.
All those affliction and all.
That lie, yes.
But they have a Red Sea.
No Red Sea, the part way. That now water where they did. I was even in the now area where they now just water to be doing to the plant. That place was even drying up. That's why people start moving away from Kemet. They move go where water day for the other place.
Oh,
Brian Eloghosa, I agree with
I agree to you.
Mommy, that love me. Where everyone of what will get Jesus in. Why if you're going to kojo?
What is this? What is this?
And I want Jesus in Wuna.
And even all of the lie where did they talk about? Say, the person.
They say Jesus died today. What is by
Jesus no even exists, sir.
He never existed there, Jao.
Oh, if you're not
so it don't exist. At the time they say that they say Jesus the
No, because if you take a look at the way they fed and served their ancestor, the way they served their ancestor in the Kemet area before these new areas, they always
but since you said don't go to Egypt too.
Yes,
when they said they are still content to
wine.
Listen. Make
No stick change into snake.
Browse, listen. One thing people don't really know. Do you know?
If you were
do you know that in those days, Egypt, Israel, all those ancient days, towns that year, do you know they never knew Jesus? They were all fetish people. They were all doing sacrifices, just as we they serve deity now for our land, our kingdom. Now so they be. That is why that guy said that maybe he can't get the through dream. What you call the Holy Spirit can't give a belly. All those things don't exist. But there was a pastor like this, the pastor of this present days, the way that they do, because he want to bring, want to turn their deity to nothing. Now me they buy the guy what they call carry for her, so what they call Jesus.
No, my brother, I bet you said go there. You will see the story. The river when they say they can't burn Moses, they can't travel. My man can't travel that river. But the river there.
I beg you.
No, that river, when they throw Moses, say Moses come, they can't throw up from river. Now story where they collect for inside, like even the stories where we get when we they talk about the water, when we they go water, they give sacrifice for water. That same story.
My brother, open your eye. This woman, this one, now Jesus' first daughter, and I they talk to you, so this one, let lovely. Oh, now she be first daughter. Let me open her eyes.
See, the problem there, they go say our ancestors, where we they serve, say we they use evil ways. There is nothing evil about anything where we they do. Back then, they go say the sacrifice where we be do had nothing to do with the taking of an innocent life. Every sacrifice that you see that was going on, we get dignity, always happened in the will of the people. So as they come change our story, come put their story inside, was how they take conquer us up to today. Yeah. The moment we go back to what we were, you go see saying every day, everywhere they peaceful now. Look for Benin Empire. How many times you define person they unalive itself? That place not there peaceful. Now, when you start introducing different things like this, secret courts, what they call nonsense school, or when they start introducing politics, when they start introducing robbery by way of scarcity of resources, all of those things made the place inhabitable.
You are right, my brother.
The fight. But if you take a look,
you know, what do you understand about the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament? Do you know that the Old Testament, where was the deity that we are serving today, they changed it. They call them after Jesus come, they call them a New Testament. That Old Testament was the deity that we are serving, just as we serve deity too. They can't use this New Testament, they cover people eye. Come put Jesus for them, say he died for their sin, not be my own.
Yeah. So
do you know that the Old Testament was a deity?
Yeah, because yes, you know they call them.
A lot of magic happened in those days. They were all serving deities, and many of them they were serving waters. Do you even know that even in this Egypt that they serve Ogun?
Yes, now.
Oh, yes, my brother, I bet supposed to go to Egypt. So the simply only bush where God showed himself to Moses. Says
I beg you, where body bush was about there.
Huh?
No bush burn. That one a story.
But the tip is say in the time of all those Abraham, in those days,
you go walk now. I know that.
In those days, all those magic, but not be Jesus. They were all serving deities. Ogun, Olokun, Isango, they were serving it. That's why till today. Have you even watched or listened to the or say may you go watch the may you go read the history of the Egyptians and the Israelites? They were not serving God, they were all serving deities. There was no God, there was no Jesus. Jesus not just to confuse the whole world. Not just to confuse everything. They were all serving deities. They all believed in the waters, in hair, in iron, which we call Ogun. They were all doing that. That is why when you go, you know, says magic. Where it happened for that Egypt, and they'll say Egypt now be evil, Israel now be the good people, now be God. Israelites, they were all serving deities. No one of them served Jesus. That was why when that guy came out, they expired. There was even nothing like Jesus. They know the lie again. I beg, may they go see them.
Yeah. I beg, my brother.
Like when they talk about this, they talk about Ekwere.
Make I ask about only this one. My brother, I beg, unmute, I beg. Because you said already stayed in Egypt.
This one,
wait now.
You get one video where I post just now. One go come talk saying I believe them from Como. That of Ogunta. He said that they are from Benin. They are Benin origins. So
it's true. I want to talk about this now.
Yeah, I just shared the video now.
What kind of band will be? It's true. I beg.
Jesus Christ, daughter Alpha. Here, when Jesus Christ was not existing, they say your Jesus is not existing.
Yeah, baby, okay, me no fool. Yeah, the phone in your. My brother, I beg. My brother, I beg. I beg on mute.
Sister, I did
That Exodus 14:13, when they say the Egyptian will see today, we shall see them no more. You know, it's even happen for them at all. But me, we see the Egypt.
Think about that when they talk about, say, let my people go. Go where? There's no going nowhere. Nobody want to go anywhere.
But if you say let my people go, if you even have to say let my people go, the rest people who go there,
nobody.
But they say King Pharaoh, he had to start a sea for Egypt. They said the rest is
not lying. Pharaoh, because if you look at the dynasties, those pharaohs ruled all the way until they came and conquered them.
Exactly.
So they didn't go nowhere. When the people from Syria and the people from Persia, currently Iran, they come into our area.
This one we dey talk so you need to open. I should go through where I want to come because of Bible. Because of
no do that one.
You go through where I tell.
No do one more. If you want your blessings.
And the Jesus that is not there, can you imagine?
If you want your blessings, go bring them back. Nobody say you go to use
but they said if you don't say you throw away your holocron,
go and bring back your holocron, bring back your holocron, bring back your holocron.
Oh, wait, but the Moses exists, but Moses exists for them.
No, Moses no exists one day. The person where they call Moses, according to other scripts, now just be like regular person where they travel just to go teach.
Exactly.
And Moses was not nobody else but an Egyptian. You know, it was just a regular person. So they begin put story behind what they call Moses, and then his name wasn't even Moses. You know, so there are books like
what is it?
look up the guy's books.
If you need to do more, go very good because you don't know to me view. If the carrying out we are imitating Cocodiato or Honey to Suzu. When we are work one note, what's winning, man? If you Salo Boave have a threat of the art power, you know, because he was
I beg, real quick, before I come on. Wait.
We don't care, man. We don't care,
Wait. I beg, just real quick, I beg. Writing. The writing is concerned. Wait, I beg.
I did not let everyone.
The writing. Make a talk real quick about
the same story about Boni wa Mukiani. Federal government not by Britain,
Una good afternoon. Una no vessel. Muna no vessel. Mu give Mama. Mu give first work some minute to take some meat now. I beg. Let's hear first work.
I beg.
Mama,
We'll talk about later.
Make I just put this one out there. I beg. So when they talk about the writing, as far as writing, whether the people for our area, whether we write, yes, I would say we wrote. If you take a look at the old doors where they for our palace area or anywhere that is considered a statue, going back, you go see say the walls get the term of hieroglyphics. For our Benin there, get hieroglyphics. We they use symbols to identify the writing. That form of writing was called hieroglyphics. The same one way the Egyptians they use. If we get a French guy where I meet for somewhere inside Switzerland, will be art dealer. He had a door where they come out for our Benin area during when they come do what they do. But anyway, they fail. We still there here. So that door gets all of the hieroglyphics where those symbols they identify each item. Make I talk one where they even carry for there. Fowl, where they call ohoho, where they call fowl. That fowl will get another symbol close to run. And that one go feel read. They go carve them again for another template. Then the same sky template where I see is the same template you go find for inside the Dongon people, where they call today Mali. They use the same thing where they go carve for inside war. If you follow all, that is the way of writing. This oral way, but they shall say oral. They had oral and they had writings. We don't use the script where they use of today. Even if you look at the scripts of today, inside there, hieroglyph is there inside. So those one where they talk say we never civilized before another man come. That is a lie. We have to expose it, but by the time you go put Jesus Christ inside, you don't already they tell your ancestors say they don't exist. Because that story of Jesus Christ, now yesterday. You don't date there before Jesus Christ even begin on. And the story says Jesus Christ never existed to start with.
Never.
Then you go ask the Jewish
They
people.
brought Jesus Christ. They brought that word or that name to contact.
Pastor, thank you. Mommy, thank you. Everybody, thank you. Hope I go sooner or later. Make una stay blessed. When they talk about blessed.
Finish.
Okay, when we use words like be blessed,
I go mute. Just talk.
We are when we talk about blessings, we go talk, we go put blessings inside. Blessings now our intonation, now our language. That's so we they talk. I better make you stay blessed, that kind of thing. They can't copy them. Go ask the early Romans, go ask Julius Caesar whether no be Ogun instead to the south. Now until Constantine enter, now he change from Ogun, begin to change them to something else. They throw Jesus inside. They throw all kind of mixture inside. Go ask any of them. The so-called Jewish today, the Torah, maybe foul that they carry the rubber around their head, may they do their sacrifice. Where you think say Torah, they copy their own from? Maybe through the Ogun where we get. Ogun or rices, whatever you name them, it will still start with O. So if you look at any kingdom where stand strong, even self for inside Mali, the Dongon people, go Mali today. Go for any of the big markets. You will see all the small animal thing where they do sacrifice. They talk to the ancestor.
Spanish.
It did everywhere.
Spanish.
So
Spanish people they do all this.
So we understand them where it did. We go collect one kind of thing. Say this person on alive. He carry person way. How many people they on alive in the name of Jesus Christ every day? And that one they okay. But when one small one happen for our own, they go demonize us. We don't need to be doing any that kind of thing anymore. We'll be saying we use flesh, but to do our oracles, to call on our ancestors, it is the safest and best way because you know your papa, you know your grandfather. The other one where you shout up and down, you don't even know him. Is a ghost. The one where I know now I go talk about. Make my ancestors bless una. Make our ancestors bless una. Make all of una stay well. If anybody will want carry bad things come on a place, our ancestors no go agree. Because as we day here today, tomorrow, if we know day here today, we go day begin to protect una from the other side. And when anybody comes, we go welcome them. And this life, the other one, and after death, or life here and after death, we still day here. Make us stay blessed.
God bless you, sir. God bless you. God bless you. This is my first time where they see you. God will continue to bless you. Our great ancestors continue to bless you and protect you.
Now our brother from Isoluku is our brother from Isoluku.
God will bless you, sir. Enika Olofia boy. May the great ancestors of our land, our deities who will be living, protect you. Amen. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
God bless you, my brother. I beg continue,
yes, ma'am. By the way, they don't come. No, say they don't come. Our Iseluku begin, they distort everything. They talk about Ezechima. They don't come our place, begin they distort. They talk about Iseluku. Now it's also distort. They don't distort us tire. The fight where we day inside, no be today. But I'm happy to say my other brothers from the other side, they come, they begin to put story out. You go see Ekwere, you go see my brother here, you go see everybody, you go see Awori, everybody. Before you know, I'm now unity. By the time whether we day here, we know they here. Now in peace we go there.
So amen.
We come do one. Make I go put this hustle.
I bet you try me. They come on our platform. This one our platform. We get so many platforms. This our lovely brother. This platform now our own. We get another platform easy. We get people. We get.
I know them. They know me.
Then they come. You hear? God bless you.
I beg. Eloghosa na historian. You know, for your information. You know.
This is our all of us now. You understand? So this is our platform. When I say, as I did this platform, so I'm on my platform. When I did Izio, I'm on my platform. So it's our platform. We get many platforms out there that you can always go to. Anytime you see us.
Let me introduce Epa Eloghosa once more. Epa Eloghosa is our radical historian. Radical. When we say radical, you know, when it comes to bomber, to use history to fight, na him go run am. Nothing they shake am. He stand gidigba. Share you get. Now a radical historian. Nobody but that down. But that mumu mic they play. Carry on.
You are welcome, sir. We really appreciate
I beg, on that note, Mike, that's a year person. He don't already lose. Because as you say what we they do so. We need to do one with our chest. We need to do one with our life. Me, myself, I did do one with my life. The only wahala way they inside, we say the organization as far as trade. But that one they come. Once the organization as far as trade, giving people the reason to invest in their ancestors as in that land. If you want to be happy, if you want serenity, because it take you time to do one, but only say, you know, because we don't get the community the way it's supposed to be. So it takes longer, but we are trying our best. If you want to be happy, if you want to find dignity, if you want to be in peace, I don't care where you did. If you did America, Europe, Japan, London, China, if we know do what you want to do for inside our land in the name of our ancestor, we no go rest. So if you want rest, begin to find ways to come invest and make them work. Whether it go work, people will say you know go work to go chop your money. Now lie. The means of where we go take one, we say it's by way of currency. The currency for our side, they don't bend down. And the way to organize, they don't bend down. So in order for us to do what we need to do, we will get the organization in the name of our ancestors. I'm not going to talk too much when it comes down to that, but in the name of our ancestors. And as we do that one, the next thing where we go do on that sense is now start introducing ways where we say anybody for any of those lands go fit get involved. When they get involved, they go fit they get an exchange in currency. No one day here, I'm not here to cheat a dime out of nobody, because to me, if you go carry our ancestors, we will come from Ogun, put for inside the red pot. Say, make I put my hand over them, see whether they lie. Fear no go let me, I must tell the truth. But if you carry Bible or Quran, I go lie, like say, not be today. I go lie well. Because I don't fear them. So we go find, through this organization, it go there. Maybe say anybody, the information, the blueprint go there. Organization to do trade, we be say then you will get the currency in exchange. As time they go on, you will now start bringing the ideas back home to now start stabilizing home, and do this to honor your ancestor, maybe to buga or carry shoulder. This is to honor our ancestors, because one day we go become ancestors, and let those ones with
my brother. Do you see this? The name God. Do you know that the Egyptians and the Israelites, God was their deity? That's why it still be for our great land, for our great Benin, for our great kingdom. Say, unless person will not the year Benin for year, there's a deity we call Eloghosa, Adagbasa. Because we a deity, they can't use Bible, take ton everything, say God there for heaven. How many times when people don't go up? Now born, they're nothing there. We not see Jesus. Amabi Rockma. They just can't use that small thing. They blind our eyes. No,
we don't say what's in the back, the Jesus we talk about. Maybe weapons. Maybe weaponry they back up. If you don't do what they want to do, they go come bomb you in the name of the same Jesus.
Up till today, Israel. Why they bomb? Why they not they use the name of Jesus? I be the name of God.
Right. They tell people to stop. So we don't see how we say they even come our area, do what they want to do conniving, use your own people to honor life, like they do now. They go use our own people, their own people till they honor life. They go do their wayo. In the name of their Jesus. How many times do una no say Julius Caesar took people from Macedonia all the way to Rome, put them for cross. The cross now where they crucify people. Cross not be good thing, no. Anybody where they carry cross up and down. They get different kind of cross. The one way cross where they for chemists, not be the same one where they see where they put Jesus on top. That cross now they crucify people. It be like hanging. So why people go they happy? They put hanging for body. Weapon where they on a live person, you go put them for body. But when we carry our pot, carry our the white chalk, when we carry the earth, put them together.
So we are fetish.
They talk about they talk to the ancestors. They do the good wish chanting and all of those stuff, bringing harmony. Let's go come. Pause speak for my eye. Say na me be a small God. Na me be what did they call him? A God we know. Why? Because say my God know they go there analyzing people. So which one morality they? So it's up to anybody. May they do what they want to do. If anybody truly love their ancestors, their fathers, we don't go somewhere.
Nobody can force Jesus Christ. I believe in my ancestors. Anyway,
I want to go now. My brother and sisters, we will talk later.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. You're really welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh yeah, Jesus, he will be let love the everyone who have here that walk by.
It's a way the kind of love with kind Jesus. God tell me, Papa. Christian, away.
He a Christian. I mean, my name was Holy Ghost of a pepper water, Holy Ghost pepper water. I don't want to feel this and go feel the Olo Kuya that corner. I feel like
Jesus and Wakana.
I don't want to let Jesus. Jesus. I'm married, not big.
What would you call him? Ayahu.
When a mommy, or an offer, will you go even if we? where me?
Every black the kid don't re.
Ni
dano boko guji. Ni dano boko guji. We Tony. Oba ovora me guji. We Tony. Jesus in my mind.
Daddy, where the Bible reckoning? And then he had him with Bible here, and then they been a book Benny. I don't have to more with any who are no. A body. I mean, Bonoviso as an Oviso brother. What should do? I have talk by a way, and then it gives us a what about to die, a woman or mamma, a wicked arano. And I bull for. I want to tell you. No, whenever we be a kawan, you can look at big back. On a water town, we are gives us you. On a we are in the war, gives us you, Jamie, on us in whatever. On our money, you feel more, no low way. No, ya here, with a gypsy gano. Jesus was a gypsy. When I can't know when you hear of more, yeah, or you're not giving up your yona. And when you have low way, or you are low way. Then you can't wake at the doctor. But the mindset you will do again, maybe yak my build up piano, and the time I will gives us you, a Lazarus you, know. And I walk, whoa, with us here, you salute whatever, maybe yak. No matter be a, you know, I wake your eye. I don't wake gives us here, I don't move him, man. Ebo, that one do we my yao, mama.
Emission God who never
I didn't make they didn't make you.
Where was woman?
They didn't make you.
But Jesus
about without walking. I know
where do I talk
well, did I have? But I like
I walk back. Where don't say I walk back? When I EJ or Tira, near Bobby, or what we may him work on it. Making it out where Holy Spirit of work on it. My bag at Wayabio, honey. Only myself of Bono. Atasi. Salute, Bobby, that lovely the coyo.
Mommy Gio, I'm making Google and I will get me.
Let the half here, Bobby.
We are what on here.
No, Mama, let love it. Or why are you man? Or say, Maria Fena Yato. Mama, let it do. Gumen no what up, but we nega ne dead or do no na take bese do compare. Life short. And I don't life expectancy is where it's now maximum is 100 years. Before I
everybody, please.
Your phone not ring. We are winning me. How you many? And you are Bolokuni. I'm with me. I'm
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I want to continue. Thank you for thank you for your liveliness, your contribution, and your funny things you guys have said so far. I really appreciate it.
Yes. You're welcome. Happy start to you, my brother.
To you, my beautiful and courageous sister. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. I listened to you guys since, but I just want to one thing after the other. Yes, there was something you said about the Oguta. Oguta, the
yes, I found it on my
yes, Oguta, Oguta. Oguta.
Yeah, exactly. Oguta.
The real spelling is OGHU.
Okay.
And it also has show pronunciation. Yes, that Ezigwe was very right. Actually, it's from
Imo State, right? They're from Imo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was during the Obaewari, the first.
Wow.
During the Obaewari, the first, yes.
Edo to the world.